What's going on YouTube? It's Day the CEO, and today I'm basically going to be doing a trade overview of the trades that I took today with the reasoning behind it and also the execution, how I went about it, my thought process, etc, etc. So if you haven't already, make sure to follow my Instagram at Day the CEO. Also make sure you follow the trading team at Project 3 Trading. The link will be below to join the private Discord if you'd like to. So let's get right into it. And yeah, so the first trade that I ended up taking is going to be Lucid. Now obviously if we go to the 10-day chart, we had a huge move to the upside with Lucid recently because of the news, and we've seen heavy buyers coming in holding this level. And let's go back to the 1 day. So just to show you guys what I'm looking at, so obviously Lucid was strong pre-market. Now we've seen buyers already holding levels from yesterday coming in. So what we're looking at for today is either going to be a bounce, a pullback, and then a bounce, or just a push to the upside with heavy volume and buyers holding certain levels. So we'll get straight into it, and right off the bat, as you guys can see, the market opened up and Lucid ended up selling off quickly down to the 37.75 level. Now, if we pay attention right here, we can see that buyers are actually holding this level for Lucid quite well. We even pulled back a bit more, had an instant bounce right back up. So this could be a key level that I take for an entry or positioning to start out my trade with a stop trail or stop loss, right below that at around 37 level if I ended up wanting to stop out of the trade and maybe even re-enter after for a better move to the upside. So as you can see, this is the first candle that I ended up entering the trade on. So right here is where I ended up taking my first position on Lucid. Let me pull up the screen on my phone so that I can give you guys the details. So right here is where I ended up getting filled for 20 contracts of Lucid calls. We ended up playing the 40 calls as signaled in the Discord. Now if we move to this candlestick, immediate push to the upside. Now the original entry is going to be this 38.8 level, which ended up being my add level, and as you can see, we had heavy buyers, heavy volume come pushing in very quickly. Now right at open, Lucid was pretty volatile and we were seeing a bit selling and buying, and then we did see a little bit of consolidation if you're looking at a very short time frame on the 1 minute. So as you can see, first entry, we're already up on the trade. Then this is the part where I ended up adding another 35 contracts, so that puts me at 55 total contracts that I'm in for Lucid now. So this is my add point. We break above, which was the key level to break above, and we end up moving quickly to the upside, 39.5, almost a whole 1 point move, and then we push back down a bit, stayed a bit patient right here, and then as you can see on this candlestick, we ended up breaking the high of day, 39.6, my bad, and then we ended up going to 39.9 where I ended up exiting the trade fully here. So why did I exit? The reason why I exited this trade is $40 for Lucid is a psychological level, just as for any other kind of near small cap stock. I mean, $37, if it hits 40, obviously people are going to start trimming, taking profits if they were in shares before. That's just something to remember, is every $10 or so is going to be sort of like a psychological level for sellers, the same as it would be for buyers if it pushed to the downside. Now looking at this level, this is the actual exit, and after that we ended up pushing back down to 38, running all the way to around 41.5. Now I'm not looking to hold throughout this whole roller coaster and go all the way back near low of day and then push back up just to get some extra gains, because the IV of the contracts most likely pushed down heavily here, and I would have had to hold through about I don't even know, like a 20-30% loss right here just from this move to the downside, which is already about a 1.8/1.9 point move. And we ended up obviously rejecting off the high of day, pushing, and then just from there Lucid just began to sell off more and more, kind of just in this sideways movement consolidation pattern, just moving sideways the rest of the day. And then we ended up breaking below low of day, and now we're consolidating even lower. Let's keep going. Switch to the 30-minute so that you guys can see this better. So we really ended up just moving sideways the rest of the day. No defined movement. Honestly, people are looking pretty bearish now on the stock. I personally think that it can continue to run to the upside just with all the hype around it. So yeah, that's the trade breakdown for Lucid. And on Lucid, this is also one of my biggest plays that I've taken recently. This was another 45% gain, and I was able to make about 5,400, as well as we'll go over Affirm. So really, Lucid was one of my biggest plays along with Google yesterday. So this week has just been pretty great. Next, let's get into the Affirm trade. So for Affirm, right off the bat, what I was looking at is to take calls over 163. Now this is a pretty simple setup, and if we go to the 10-day chart, you can see that 163 is obviously a key level drawn out that I have been using, whether it's for rejects, entry points, etc. So right here, what we see is a simple break of 163 with high volume, push to the upside, and then that's where we ended up exiting the trade as we push to the 164.4 level. So just a quick 1.5 move off a scalp to the upside. Like I said, in this market, we're just taking quick scalps, and I had a few calls that I was already holding. This ended up being a 38.5% gainer. So $1,700 on this play. Now, I could have went in with more size on this play, to be honest, but the reasoning behind why I didn't is just because Affirm being at such a high level, especially coming back to these highs, it's not uncommon for Affirm or just any stock in general to see a double top right here. So we could test this 166, pull up to this 166 again, and then reject heavily. But at the same time, we don't know when that reject will occur quickly. It could have occurred at the exit level or wherever. And as you can see, this reject was a very, very hard push to the downside. If we're looking at the hourly, if we look back on the 5-minute, still push to the downside, not as fast. But yeah, overall, this was it for the trade on Affirm. And that's the two main tickers that I ended up trading today. I ended up missing out on this Facebook play that I had already set up and ready to enter, and it was taking calls above 322 for Facebook. So as we can see, we broke above 322, pushed to the upside, and just ended up running all the way to the 325.9/326 was also is another key level for Facebook. And then yeah, that's really it for my trading day today. I ended up taking 2 trades. I also ended up taking the Lucid play for about a 20% gain on my small account with $2,000 that I started this morning. So that account is near $2,200, 10% for the full account the first day. So that's really it. I appreciate everybody who is watching. Also, make sure you're paying attention to SPY because we are pushing 460s. And the 457 was the level that I posted in the Discord if you caught that. So I appreciate everybody watching. make sure to drop a like, subscribe, share, etc. Mentorship is going to come out very soon. I hope to see you guys in the mentorship. If not, I'll see you in the chat. If not, I'll see you on my Instagram. But if you're looking to grow and really take your trading to the next level, make sure you DM me and I'll see if you're the right fit if you don't know if you are yet. And yeah, I appreciate everybody watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.